Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Maalaikum Assalam, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for your time and sitting with me because today was very important day that you're meeting me after at least 10 years, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's cool to, kind of, regather and all.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about our topic, which is call centers, because many people are eager because this is COVID and their industry, their lack of jobs and everything.
Yeah.
You know that. So first of all, you have been in the call centers for maybe, I think.
I've been working for call center industry for more than 3 years now.
So a bit of introduction about yourself. Who are you and where
Okay,
you come from?
so my name is Junaid. Born and bred in Gujar Khan. I did my graduation, then I went to UK for about 7 years. I came back in 2018, and I started this job in about March of 2019. So since then, I'm working for the same company. Initially, I used to take some time off because I wasn't working regularly, but since 2020, I'm working almost non-stop here. It's an inbound call center. We provide customer service to a taxi company in the UK. So 2020 was a very challenging year. We lost business, we lost customers, but since I would say 2020 August, it's recovering here. And in between, due to COVID, a lot of companies are shutting down. So guy who owns this company is very clever guy and knows the industry well. So he did merged up with the American organization, like not organization, a multinational basically. Yeah. They have formed a new group, and from one company, at the minute they own about 12 companies, and in next 8 months, yeah, they're gonna get in board about 12 more companies. Yeah. So COVID was bad initially, but in the meantime, yeah, they came up with a different plan, different business opportunity, and which is paying them off now. It's a huge group. They're covering almost all of the UK. So call industry is growing, especially since this recent government came in. The incentives of the IT industry, plus the new thing which is going to come in about next 5 to 6 months, the SEZs, special economic zones, yeah, they're going to boost the IT side, the customer industry side as well. So it's the best one available in the market here. It's a quick job, it pays well, and instead of a regular job where you get paid 25, 30, 35k, yeah, this is the one which is giving you almost double the salary for the almost the same amount of time.
So talk to me about the company that you're working in. For how long has this company been providing services so far?
Company was formed initially in 2012, but at that time there were around 3 to 4 people were working here. Then in 2016 they got a slight push. They recruited about 15 people for 24-hour services. And now company employs about 40 people. We are providing 24-hour services to almost 6 different companies in different time zones in UK. The different regions with different number of fleets. Some are in big towns with bigger number of fleets, and some are in villages with probably 5 to 6 drivers here. And that's also.
So do the employees like you or maybe who are juniors, do they have? Is it mandatory to go undergo any kind of trainings to work in call center?
To be honest, in smaller organizations, yeah, they don't really have that kind of capability or opportunities to offer you a proper professional training. If you're talking about
International or something?
no, we got a couple of big call centers where they employ about 500 people per shift. They got a mechanism behind, yeah. They got proper HR, they got proper training, yeah. But small call centers, which are in majority, yeah, people occupying 2 or 3 rooms, employing 10-15 people, yeah. Unfortunately, they don't have that option available for the people to go for training, yeah. So it's basically when you're recruiting someone, you will simply look at it, how do they communicate, how good their English is, will they be able to hold on or tolerate the amount of pressure. These kind of things are more important than training. Yeah, what basically happens is a Jatki rule which we follow in Pakistan. Yeah, okay, once they're in the flow, they'll get along the flow. Yeah, they'll be okay with it. Yeah, so not really, not necessarily any good training.
So how many languages do you basically deal in the call centers?
Well, generally it's English. Yeah, basically it's American English and British English, and then within British English, yeah, you got different dialects. Yeah. Overall, we only deal with English customers and English clientele. We don't have any other country companies available.
So obviously you are taking care of so much data on part of the customers and clients. So how do you ensure that data is secure at your offices?
Well, data security is a very important thing. I'm probably the only one who has been allowed to have a virtual access to the system, but the company doesn't allow that. And the simple reason is because the customer details could be sold, customer details could be manipulated. Like you're dealing with a customer and the customer wants to make payment over the phone. They are trusting you with their personal details, with their bank details. And if an individual misuses that information, that kind of costs the company. So there are different checks and balances which are being in place to ensure that individual does not cost company regarding the data issues.
So there are main two categories of the customer. One is domestic and second is international.
Yeah.
So are there any subcategories of the customer? What types of customer do you deal in?
Okay, well, there are different ones. Yeah, some people they personally don't need taxis, but they need taxis as school runs for their kids. Then there are people who go to office. Then there's a class who only use taxis when they go for shopping. Then there are people who normally don't need taxi, but they are traveling to airport, so they need a taxi. They need to pick up from there. And then again, someone is coming from Nigeria, they're gonna land at Heathrow Airport and they have nobody to look after them. So they're gonna call a taxi company, hey, can you come at Heathrow and pick up us and take us to a particular destination. So at the minute, due to COVID, the broader or you can say the long journey distances are very rare. Not a lot of people are traveling. Again, we have to look at how the rules are applied or relaxed. Yeah. But domestic consumption is almost back to normal now. Yeah, since the situation is stable, especially in England, things are almost back to normal. So yeah, the consumption is back domestically, but not internationally.
So your support system has a live chat software as well, right?
Yeah,
with the client. Yeah. Okay. So what are the working hours of call center basically?
24 hours. 24 hours. West does not sleep. America doesn't sleep. Yeah, we're living in internet age. Yeah, no one really sleeps. Not even us. Yeah, we don't really sleep. So people need services all across the clock. So yeah, you have to work 24/7. People working in different shifts to provide the same services.
So how are the lost calls handled in case any call gets missed by an agent?
Lost calls, yeah, it depends. Sometimes if let's say the fleet is fully booked, yeah, and someone calls and you couldn't entertain it, yeah, you won't bother getting back because you can't entertain that person. You don't have anyone available, yeah. On certain occasions, the call gets connected, the line is not well. You can simply tell the customer, just I'm gonna cut the call now. I'm gonna ring you back and we'll talk. Yeah, we'll see why is it about. Yeah. So you can always make up to the lost calls. There's no problem about it. Yeah, you get unlimited free dialing. Yeah, you got a dialer. It's not gonna cost you anything. It's there for you to provide a better communication, a better services. Yeah. So yeah, lost call can be make back here. There's no problem with it.
As an employee, as an agent, are you able to multitask in the free time when you're at office?
You have to multitask.
Yeah.
You will always have to multitask. Yeah. For example, you got a customer on the line who says, "I booked a taxi and now I want to cancel it." And plus, you have to make sure that I got my money back as well, which I've already prepaid you. So you have to keep him on the line, report that into the. There's a software called Slack, yeah, which is popularly used across different companies. Yeah. It's a really good communication software. It can stock loads of information with it. Yeah. So you have to report to the accounts team that this particular job needs to be refunded back. Yeah. So plus, someone who's 65 years old calls you and says, "I want to go somewhere in Heathrow, somewhere in London." Yeah. And you ask him, "What's the postcode?" And the reply is, "I don't know the postcode. You would have to find it for me." So you would have to tell him, "Sir, stay on the line," and you have to keep him engaged. And while you're searching the address of the area on the Google, yeah. So for call center, it's a mandatory thing. You must you must be good at multitasking. Otherwise, if you're gonna say, "I will just talk to the person," yeah, and once the call is over, I'll do something. No, you won't get that chance, yeah. No. So multitasking is a must. You must be good with communication. You must be good with multitasking to do it properly.
So technical sides apart, the technical aspect apart, I want you to talk to the audience. Is the call center industry is good for the beginner or somebody who wants to join this industry? Is it long lasting? Can you rely on it for the income? For the rest
No,
of your life?
well, you can never say like something is long lasting. Yeah, someone who invests 50 million in a business, yeah, even they can't guarantee that the business is gonna last or the business idea will sell forever. Yeah, so you can't say, but I would say, especially for students, they must do it. Yeah, why? Because that will give them a kind of experience, a kind of connection which they lack domestically. We do not have such kind of awareness
And platform also.
platform and so many different reasons. Yeah, so people who are in this school time or college, it's best for them. Yeah, why? Like you can make some money, you can learn things, you can learn new skills which are gonna help you later in the life. Yeah, can we take it as a career? Can we take it as a profession which you can rely for long term? The answer could be 50-50. Yeah. For some people it's like a career. Yeah. Some people who initially started call center business in Pakistan, yeah, they learn the basics, they run the business for someone else, and initially then eventually they open their own businesses, yeah, and now they're running it successfully. But it's not for everybody. Everybody cannot do it for whole of the life, yeah, because you get fed up, yeah. It's not gonna happen. Every single call you're gonna pick up, yeah, the person on the other side of the call, yeah, gonna speak to you politely. People gonna be harsh, people gonna be rude, people gonna be racist. So it's a learning platform. It's a thing you must do. You will learn about from it, and later on you can decide whether it's a career or it's just a part-time thing. Yeah, you can decide later on about it.
It's very, very kind of you for your time.
Thank you very much.
So much. I hope the students learn from it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And if they got any questions, yeah, we're here to answer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very kind of you.
Thank you.